I don't know why I start back here, because I go slow anyways. Like, I could go just as fast if I started right up by the van. Now this bike is feeling a little bit springy for some reason. think it's because I've been riding the Suzuki for so long. And the Suzuki's really planted feeling, kind of thumpy. Where this, the back end feels pretty good. The front just feels a little like off, just a little bit. It could be traction. Could be, because I am slipping around quite a bit with the front. You know those, on the Suzuki I'm running the Bridgestone Battle Axe. I don't know which ones, if there's different ones. The reason I got the Battle Axe is because, stupid reason, but that's what I used to road race on, was the Bridgestone Battle Axe street tires. So I figured, well, why not give them a shot and see what they feel like? And I'm really impressed. Mistimed that one. So anyways, yeah, the Battle Axe really has some grip. They feel like, anyways, they feel pretty good. Like I said, I can't really tell, but I can only tell I can't tell a good tire, but I can tell a bad tire, if that makes sense. And maybe that's how you tell a good tire, is it doesn't do bad tire things. I don't know. I'm not a super fast rider. I'm not a test rider. I'm not a suspension guru. I can work on suspension. I can replace worn out parts. But as far as tuning and all that, I don't know. I'm okay. I get by. Yeah, so I've been working on this Ford EcoBoost, and it's taken up all my mind energy. It's admittedly probably the biggest job I've ever taken on for a customer. And it stresses me out a little bit. But I'm just trying to be really careful and organized, torquing everything to spec. But that being said, I went to fire it up yesterday, so I primed it. So on the EcoBoost, or the Fords, I guess, a good little tip for after you do an oil change is you press the gas all the way down and the brake when you start it, and it won't start. It'll just turn over and prime your motor with oil. Especially important on an EcoBoost when you got 2 turbos. You really want those lubricated. And anyhow, so primed it all up, all good. And go to start it, and it starts right up. It's running a little bit rough, as to be expected, being unplugged and all new timing and all that, or fresh timing. It's not like I did different timing. Yeah, I'm riding slow today, but so I'm listening to it. It's running. It's no crazy sounds, no nicks, no rattles. And then all of a sudden I get a whiz kind of sound. And I'm like, holy crap. So shut her down. Go take a look. And I got about 2 quarts of oil on the ground on my garage floor. And it seemed like one of the turbo feeds. Let loose. So when I'm done riding today, I'm gonna go back, finish cleaning my mess. I bought some kitty litter, threw it on the floor, let it soak overnight. So we'll see how easy it is to clean up. And yeah, we'll go from there. See exactly what caused that. I don't know. Because, you know, you're laying in bed going through all the routines that you've done. I'm like, I know I torqued it. And I know the gasket was on correctly. Because you can put it on backwards. So I don't know. I'll have to go back and recheck what the torque specs are. And go again. But yeah, that's stuff that keeps you up at night, you know, like that makes you ride slow on 11 mile. Because you're going through all your steps, you know, that you did with all the... And the thing is, this was a big job. I still have the front differential oil to change on it. And I was supposed to be done with it yesterday at noon. And I'm not done with it this Sunday at noon. So I really, really hate when I'm wrong, even if it's not a big deal, because she's picking it up on Tuesday. So do I have time? Yeah, but the point is, I said it would be done by Saturday noon. And I actually was, you know, because I really try to live by the premise of under promise and over deliver. You know, that's what I really, really strive for, but It's like working on cars. Man, it's like difficult. Not difficult, hard, you know. It's like you just take your time and you do it. And so, I mean, I have a pretty strong mechanical background and mechanical base, so I understand the concepts very well. So that's a bit of an advantage, I guess. So, but like, nobody knows everything. So, for instance, when I go to do a big job like this, I break it down into small little bites. And I'll study some videos on it, and I'll see how other people are doing it, what tricks there are, things like that. I'll download all the torque specs. You know, I take lots of photographs for references, because it's all about when you have that false confidence. That's when you're going to get in trouble. When you're thinking, oh, I've done this so many times, I can do this blindfolded. Well, that's when mistakes happen. And I really try to minimize the mistakes, even if it takes me way longer. You know, so like I've been working on this truck for a week or so. Granted, it was a big job. I was doing the phasers, timing chain, water pump, oil pump, front differential, pinion seal, oil change, coolant change, obviously. But also it takes a lot of cleaning too, because this truck's been leaking oil from every orifices. So the turbos were leaking oil and leaking coolant. I also replaced the vacuum pump. Vacuum pump was pissing out oil. So there's oil all over this engine. And it's also got a sound deadening belly pan, which absorbs oil like a sponge. So I had to soak that in degreaser and power wash it. So I got all the oil out of that, so it's ready to soak up another 3 or 4 quarts. The whole engine was like varnished with old oil. So, like, I can't scrub inside the engine, obviously, right? But all the covers and all that, I cleaned all the varnish off. All the mating surfaces is really clean. Cleaned it with parts cleaner and a rag, and then I cleaned it with isopropyl alcohol. And resealed everything. Used the Ford high performance silicone. On all the parts. Torqued everything in sequence and all properly. So hopefully there won't be any oil leaks from up top. I have a strong suspicion that there's a rear main seal leak. But what are the misconceptions people think, and I used to think this a lot when I was younger too, is that, oh, well, since you're already doing this, it's going to be easier for you to do this, and it's going to be easier for you to do that. Now, in some things, that's true. For instance, like the oil pump, yeah, much easier for me to do it while I'm doing the phasers and the timing chains. Right? So, but like the differential, stuff like that, that's not any easier. And people like, all mechanics are not going to clean everything off. I also did an A-arm. So I did the A-arm on the left side, and I also did the strut. Now everybody says you should do struts in pairs, but I don't know. If the strut's not leaking, it's good. If it's leaking, it's bad. So, and if it already pissed out all the oil, you don't have an even strut anyways. You have one that's working and one that ain't. And you're driving it around for probably a year, right? Like, it's not a big deal. So I hate really, like, there's some cases that are different where you just replace the parts because it's cheap and it's there. But most of the time, aftermarket parts are so much worse than OEM parts. You know, as far as longevity. So this new strut I put in will probably last just as long as the original that's already on there. That isn't leaking. You know, so that's my theory on it. You know, people can argue with that on me. I mean, go ahead and replace the other one then. But that's my logic. And I think it's sound. So, anyways, enough of that rant. But, because again, I'm not a business. I'm your buddy down the street that's helping you out. You don't come to me. Well, some people come to me because they want the best service, but a lot of times you're going to get the best service even with a mediocre mechanic at a dealership because of all the resources and all the equipment and all the specialized tooling. You know? And you might get it quicker, or you might not. I don't know. Like, I never bring my stuff to mechanics. I never have. That's the reason why poor people are really good at fixing stuff. Because they can't afford to have other people fix it for them. They got to figure it out. So, anyways, back to this Ford. I mean, it's actually kind of fun to work on. It's frustrating. And it is stressful. To a point that you review everything in your mind after you're done with the job, you know, for the day. And you go over to make sure you aren't, like, something doesn't miss, something isn't, you know, because little mistakes can cost you a lot. We all know that. It's true in everything in life. It's much easier not to make the mistake and just take a couple more extra hours than to make a mistake and have it cost you money and time. So, but there's a difference between, oh, well, it's taking me a long time because I'm on my phone playing Candy Crush, and, oh, it's taking me a long time because I'm going through everything. You know, dotting my I's and crossing my T's. And putting a serious effort into perfection. See the difference? Big difference. So anyhow, so I'm at the stage right now where the truck is still all apart because you got to take the fender lines off to get access to the turbos and all that. Well, I got to inspect the turbos before I close everything up, make sure everything is good and not leaking. Because if it's leaking, I have to fix it again. And sometimes shit just leaks. Like my stupid Suzuki forks that just leak. You can put new seals in it and it leaks. But anyways, yeah, when you go slow through 11 mile, these whoops are killer. But it's funny when you go fast, you don't even notice them. I mean, you notice them because you're timing them and everything, right? But dude, they do not beat you up like when you're going slow. Man, they beat you up. And then you're like, well, Steve, why don't you just go fast? You have to be in the right mental state to go fast. If you are not in the right mental state and you're going fast, you will die. That's how dirt bikes work. Right? So, I mean, just look at the pro riders, right? They have days when they're not in their right mental state, like everybody else. But they have a lot of pressure to perform. So then they ride over their heads anyways. And then they die. Yeah, see, this front tire is, I think it's because I'm riding slow. But it's plowing. It's doing things that, I mean, I'm recovering from it. It's not like the end of the world, but it's just like nerve-wracking a little bit. Like it doesn't give you confidence. Like it plows and then it catches. It plows and catches. So I'm just wondering, like, okay, which one of these is going to throw me on my ass? Right? I mean, you know what I'm talking about. And it could be I'm riding stiff or who knows what. I don't feel like I'm riding stiff. I don't have arm pump. But I do feel like I'm late to corners. Like I'm late turning in, or I'm having a hard time staying turned in. Anyways, that's what my feelings are. I'll have to review the video and see what my actions really are. Maybe. So, but I'm hoping to have that truck done today when I get home. I will start working on it again because I still need time to clean it. I mean, clean the outside. I've already cleaned all the underside and cleaned the engine compartment, cleaned all the engine components, all the hoses and all the pipes, the turbo feed lines, all the hose clamps are clean. The motor's all clean. So, I mean, that was probably a quart of oil alone right there on the motor, along with dirt and oil. But the reason I clean everything, some people think I'm just a clean freak, which I'm not, unless it's a dirt bike or a car, I guess. And even then, I'm not the clean freak, but I want to clean everything. So, where did he go? Alright, let's see if I can see the tracks. It looks like he went to 11 Mile, because I'm looking at that track right there. It looks like they cut in there. So he's doing work here. See, I'm a tracker, like a Native American Indian. Right? So he's doing circles. Now I think he went to 11 Mile. So I guess we're going to do 11 Mile again. Try to catch him. Let me see here. See, I don't see his tracks. Because if he's taken, like, look at my tracks, right? When you're going slow, you leave a good imprint. See, that's a good imprint. When you're going fast, you don't leave a good imprint. Like, who's digging these freaking holes? It's just pissing me off. Like, I'll give you an example here. Like, we just passed it. I don't know how. Let me look and see where it's at. All right, like right here. See this shit? What the fuck is this? Like, is there something I don't know? I don't know. Maybe it's a hard spot right there, and I know it's an acceleration area, so it's probably an acceleration bump. But let me see if I can find another one. I don't know. Anyhow, I don't think they're on 11 Mile just because of my observations, my tracking observations. I could be wrong, because Lucas could be on fire, ripping it up through here on his PW80. So my son just had a baby, a little girl named Evie. That's what I'm calling her anyways. I think he pronounces it Evie, but it's Evie, because that's my grandmother's name. I don't think that's why he named her that, but my grandmother was Evelyn, but he called it Evie. So I don't know if it's a coincidence or what, but so it's Evie. Let me see if I can remember the middle name now. It's a pretty cool middle name, I know that. Thomas is the last name, I remember that. Evie. Yeah, I don't remember now. I only seen it once on Facebook. Anyways, I'm probably gonna go, if I get this truck done, I'm gonna go see that baby today or tomorrow. I don't know, because I gotta pick up a dirt bike. I gotta work on a dirt bike. So I got another dirt bike I'm working on after this truck, which is Patrick's KX 450. we got to do a leak down test on it, see what's going on, because it keeps pissing out oil out the spark plug O-ring, the valve cover gasket O-ring for the spark plug canal. So there's a high pressure situation going on. So we got to figure that out. I'm thinking it might be worn out rings, but we'll see. Let's take a little break here. And then we got a top end we got to do on a Sherco. And then I got a classic Yamaha. I think it's a GT 100 or something, or GT 125, or anyways, it's a trail bike just like I had when I was a kid. Mine was a Trail 80, but it's the same thing as a GT 80 without the headlight. It's a cool little steel tank, steel fender Yamaha from the 70s. Like, really awesome bike. Oil injected, 2-stroke, air cooled. I'm excited for that one. I hope he hasn't forgotten about me. I mean, I hope he doesn't think I forgot about him. I haven't. I've just been super busy. So I got to get this truck. See, the problem with when I do cars and trucks is they take up the entire space of my garage. Same with side-by-sides or quads. They take up the entirety of my garage, and I cannot work on multiple customers at the same time, or people, like my friends. I can't work on multiple friend vehicles at the same time. So that's why, like cars and stuff, it's really like I try not to do cars and trucks and side-by-sides, but I'll do them if I if I need to, or I got the time and this and that. But then people will call me, hey, can you do my bike? Can you do my bike? And I get 2 or 3 bikes and then I'm like, dude, I can't take it right now. And normally I can take 3 or 4 bikes at a time, but I can't do it when my garage is packed full, because where do I put them? I'm not going to park it in front of my house, which is where I have my 2 BMWs right now, just sitting outside in front of my house. But anyhow, that's another story. I think I hear them coming, so we'll see when they get here.